So you guys, are you guys gonna be in another movie, Avengers 4 or something? You know, I could be an Avenger. Just saying. I have special powers. So, oh, hey, fourth graders, is Mr. Height your favorite scientist? And I invited some friends. They're very interested in this subject on sound, so they're here. They're just gonna kind of watch what we're doing, and hopefully they learn something about sound. Um, I know when I watch their movies, um, I'm always interested in the sounds that are made from the different things, the suits and the different objects, especially Cap's shield, which is made of vibranium. Hmm. Vibrations, vibranium, and it's very cool. His shield with sound because it deals with sound. Very interesting. It absorbs vibrations, which is pretty cool. So I was always interested in movie sounds and how did they make those sounds. We did watch a video earlier, and you saw how they made some of those movie sounds. Very cool. So these guys are just going to hang out and just kind of watch what we're doing. So we got stations 3 and 4 today, and you should have your station card. Uh, Station 3 is using a tuning fork, so one of these. So hopefully you have some tuning forks to try this out. Basically, when you strike the tuning fork, it should make a sound, but you should also observe other things. And the interesting thing is tuning forks have different pitches, so they're designed to have different pitches. So this is like an F, and we have a B, and even like A sharp. Um, those might not mean anything to you if you're not a musician. I'm a musician, so I understand what those actually mean with those notes and the pitch. You can see the length is a little different in some of these. So your tuning fork might be longer or shorter, and how would that affect the pitch? But anyway, so we're going to take one of the tuning forks, and it says to tap the tuning fork gently on the desk. Record your observations. Was a sound produced? What did you feel when you tapped the fork? Why did this action produce? So we might make sure you record. You can do that in your science notebook, or you can use the chart that we have provided for you. So you can use either one of those. So I'm going to go ahead and tap it on the desk. Record your observations. You might not be able to see anything. Well, I guess you can. A little bit. Let me stop it. Okay. You can definitely feel something. So when I strike it, I feel it vibrating back and forth. So I'd write down those observations and the sound that it makes. So I'd go ahead and write your, and I just want to show you, so I'm going to use a B just to let you hear the difference. So this is a B, it's a little shorter. Interesting, huh? Makes a different sound. Different pitch. Is it high or low? Okay. So the next part says go ahead and tap it and then close your hand over it. So I'm going to put it in my left, and then I'm going to grab it with my right hand. Whoa. Stop the sound for one thing. You should be able to feel something too. So what did my hand do? And actually I do this a lot when I play guitar with my guitar strings to try to get a different sound. I'll put my hand over the strings, do some different things, which you'll probably see me do in another Nearpod very shortly. So record your observations with that. So just doing some observations with the tuning fork. What did you hear? But also, what did you feel? What did you see? So all your observations with that. Cool. Now I'm going to switch on over to my awesome camera that I have. Where is my camera? Trying to find my camera. There's my camera. All right, should be able to see I have a cup of water, and it says tap the tuning fork and touch the surface of the water. Do not touch the glass itself or cup. It doesn't have to be in a glass. It could be just, so you don't want to touch the edge. You just want to go ahead and touch the surface of the water. So what do you think is going to happen when I strike the tuning fork and then I put it on the surface of the water? What do you think is going to happen? We're going to find out. And for this one, go ahead and draw a diagram of what happened, a labeled diagram of your observations. You can do that in your science notebook. So here we go. Whoa! Whoa! Splash zone. All right. Did you see that? Very cool. Whoa! What happened? So I struck the tuning fork, put it on the surface of the water. What happened? Very cool. Probably one of my favorite demonstrations to do. And plus it's very messy, which is always a lot of fun. Very, very, very cool. So I'm going to take that water out of the way. So make sure you go ahead and write your observations. Even go ahead and do a sketch of that, a labeled illustration. Guys, what'd you guys think? Pretty cool, huh? They're speechless. See that? They're just, wow. They just think science is awesome. Anyway, the next part is we're going to tap the tuning fork again. And then if you have a rubber ball, I actually work with any type of ball. So I have a ball here. Another thing I like to use if you have is a balloon. Is also really cool to use for this. Or a rubber ball, or even a ping pong ball like I have here. So I'm actually going to go back to my camera so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm basically going to strike the tuning fork and then put it onto the ball and see what happens. Also see what you can feel, what's going on, and you want to actually record your observations. Ooh. Interesting. So what happened? You definitely want to try this because, I mean, you'll hear things on the video, but to actually see what's going on is very cool. So that's using like the ping pong ball, or you can use a rubber ball. I do like using the balloon because you get some very interesting things, and maybe you guys can think about why that happens. Why am I getting different results from the balloon versus the ping pong ball? I mean, that's pretty cool. What's different about the ping pong ball versus the balloon? Very, very cool. So write down your observations for that, striking the tuning fork and putting it next to a ball, which is very neat. Awesome. Next thing we're going to use is our next station, which is station 4, which is musical glasses. So this one would be a station. Your teacher hopefully has some actual glasses. You definitely want to use glass for this because you're going to tap on it and you want to be able to hear what is happening. So station 4 is musical glasses. I have my station card right there. And looking for my ruler. There's my ruler. So I'm going to use my ruler to tap on the glass to hear some different things. So for musical glasses, now I don't have 5 glasses with me. I have this big old glass. So I'm just going to use this. So if you don't have 5, you can use 1. You'll just have to change the amount of liquid. So you might need a beaker for this, which I do. I have a couple beakers full of water. So I'm going to change the amount of water in this big glass that I have here. And you can use a metal spoon or anything. I'm just going to use even a ruler just to tap on it. I could use a tuning fork, but I don't want to break it. But you want to make sure you tap it with identical force, and then look at the questions on the card. So you want to make sure you're thinking about those questions doing this particular station for sure. Back it up here a little bit. Hello, you can see me. So there is our glass. That's better, a little bit better. So is anything in my glass container right now? A lot of you guys might say, nope, there's nothing in it. There actually is something in it we don't think about, and it's very important for sound. If we didn't have what was in here right now, we wouldn't really be able to hear sound. So sound needs something to travel through. So yes, there is actually something in here, even though, you might say it's empty. But no, there is something in here, very important. So what do you think is in here? Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap my empty glass. No, I know it's not empty. With my ruler and just make an observation. What do you hear? How is the sound produced? Very interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to add some water to my glass. I have a beaker. Add some water. Just a little bit of water there. And I'm going to tap the glass, same spot, same amount of force. So did the sound change? So you'll write down your observations. And how's the glass changing? I'm filling it with water. So there's water and less what is in here now? So how am I changing what sound is going through? So I added more water here. So basically there is about 500 milliliters of water in here right now. Whoa! Sound definitely changed. What do you think about the pitch? Is it higher or lower than what we started with? And I'm hitting it with about the same force. So very cool. So write down your observations. How did the sound change? And how is it producing sound with me striking the ruler on the glass? How is the sound being produced? Add some more water. Let's see what we get. So now what do you think? We have more water and less. Hopefully you're saying air by now. Yes. When we started, it was not empty. There's air. There's air inside the glass jar. Air is very important. We need air for sound to travel through, but we know that sound actually travels through not just air. It actually travels through other materials. So I'm going to strike it again, put more water. Whoa. How's that different? How's the pitch changing? Is the pitch getting higher or lower? The volume should be staying the same because I'm not hitting it any harder or softer. Using the same amount of force. So that's very cool. And then let me go ahead and add some more water. So I'll just do the rest. So that's another 500 milliliters. So how many milliliters of water is total in here now? Here we go. Let's tap it. Whoa. Very cool. And you can even look through it, and it's pretty fun. Very interesting. A little review of light energy, right? Anyway, how does that sound different? Very cool. So even with one glass, we can do this station if you don't have the 5 glasses. But I kind of like doing one glass because then I can use the beakers and measure out how much water. So I can actually put a number to that sound. Well, if I had 200 or 500 or 1,000 milliliters of water, how did that change? So write down your observations for station 4. And I really hope you enjoyed that. I know these guys are speechless. Like they're just like, so excited about sound, especially Mr. Stark. He's pretty excited. And Rocket, glad you were here too. Is Mr. Height your favorite scientist? Think about these activities, stations 1, 2, 3, and 4. Think about the learning goals and how can doing these demonstrations help you understand the learning goals. All right, guys. See you later.